And we're coming your way from the State Trap Shoot Championships just off I-94 in Alexandria. John Nelson joins us once again. And John, a new title for you this year. Our good friend Mr. Sabo, finally, he did retire, and you've moved up from VP to president.
Yeah, finally Jim retired after being unretired for 20 years. And so because I was with the league since day one, it just was an easy transition.
Let's talk a little bit about what's going on. And I know that at the opening ceremonies today, you covered a lot of numbers, but things that are important for us to point out about and what's going on with Trap Shoot.
Well, what's amazing is going on is the league continues to grow, even here in our state where we've been 10 years, where this year we had over 12,200 kids participate. That represented 362 teams. So, again, we continue to be one of the top 10 participating sports, and we continue to grow.
Let's talk about this number. You had 300 and how many schools in Minnesota? And I know up here you've got over 8,000 athletes participating.
8,300 that are represented by about 350 of those 362 teams.
Where does Minnesota rank in terms of its size compared to other states? Because I know other states have got Trap Shoot, Clay Target League also.
Well, Minnesota's the poster child, and so it has by far the largest participation of anyone in the country, primarily because this is where it started.
John, this is a full-time thing for you. I mean, what kind of coordination and work do you have out of your office over the year?
Oh, my goodness, we have tons. So we prep for this season starting literally after the last day of the tournament last year. And so thanks to the people that we work with here at the Gun Club, our staff, the other volunteers, there's an awful lot of people that are here that are helping these kids and their families.
John Nelson's our guest, president of the Minnesota Clay Target League. They coordinate and organize our state Trap Shoot championships. I think it's always good to clarify the affiliation between the league and the Minnesota State High School League.
Yeah, what we are is we're an independent provider, so we are not a sanctioned sport by the Minnesota State High School League, meaning that we have our own governing body, so we have our own policies and procedures. But what the State High School League does is they recognize and support a state tournament just as they do in robotics and other sports and activities, where we qualify the kids and their teams during our events, and then the State High School League is able to recognize them at the end of the season.
All right. When does the league start? They start participating, what, in early April?
They start first week in April is our first week of practice week. So they go for a couple practice weeks, and then they have 5 competition weeks that are followed up by one more week, and then they head off here to the championship.
The championship is in Prior Lake. What's the affiliation between what's going on here at Alex and what goes on in Prior Lake?
So of about the 350 teams that are competing here, the top 40 teams will qualify for the state tournament team competition down in Prior Lake. So we've already qualified 104 student athletes based on season average, and so they're going to be there as the top performers. And when you look at top performers out of 12,200 kids, that's some pretty good shooting.
Is the sport still growing in Minnesota in numbers? I think it's over 12,000. It's phenomenal.
It is, yeah. We grew by about 600 kids this year, and we added about a dozen teams, and so we continue to get inquiries. I mean, there's about 500 high schools in Minnesota, so we still have a ways to go. All
right, John Nelson, we thank you for your time, getting us updated on what's going on. A lot of coverage just in our area alone. We've got 27 teams, and boy, it's pretty exciting.
It is exciting, and we thank you guys for being here to recognize those schools and their families.
Very good. From Inkstead, Minnesota Radio Network, Alexandria, just off I-94, State Trap Shoot Championships. They're going. Jim Bartles reporting.